Hello and welcome back to Sailwind. Well, we might be able to use the wind to get out. Or we could try the anchor. Okay, we got some mail for Eastwind. I think is that all we have left? As well as our wool for Gold Rock. We could also take some cider. Some more mail. That looks like it. We'll probably do that. And from here we could take stuff, I guess probably just for Eastwind. Unless it's really light. Tobacco. And I think we determined last time it's probably just beer and wine. Cider. No cider as well. So beer 54 to 97, or to 151, profit of 97. Cider 121 to 236, profit of 115. And wine 84 to 164, profit of 80. Trout and fish. Good. Yeah, seems to be about it. I don't think any of these are really worth it. Nails does 119, but so does cider, pretty much. And the cider mission is for 5 of them. So I will probably do... Let's see, which one's the best? Just pure profit, it's wine. I might buy like 5 of each. And then maybe, let's see, 5 more of cider and 5 more beer. Okay. Did I lose any? Wine. Cider. Should have done them one at a time, I guess. Okay, I think that's all of them. Beer 3, 9, 1 for 10. 5 wine, 1, 7, 3 to 10 for cider. Yeah, 10 cider, 10 beer. And then we'll grab the missions as well. More mail. Double check. Nothing else. Yeah, could theoretically grab some stuff for the fort afterwards, but I want to make sure we have plenty of room. Oh yeah, and we have sausages, which are also for Eastwind. These ones we'll put right at the front, or like in front of our helm. And then beer, let's see how many we can get. But yeah, today we're heading off to Eastwind. We are currently at Siren Song with our long-term goal of leaving the region to go to Gold Rock. Head to Siren Song, see what they have for metal, head back to the fort, and then probably take off from there. We'll probably keep all the metal we get from from Eastwind and bring it to Gold Rock. Wine, I only got 5. Cider, we'll put here with the beer. the rest I think I'll just store down here. Okay, so that's our destination, I think. Oh, no, that might be Astra. That's the Abbey. Cancel that. Destination is that way. The wind is going that way. We might just want to circle around. Maybe. Yeah. The current wind, I thought maybe we could use the squares to get us out. But not anymore. I don't know if the wind changed or my initial assessment was wrong. But I don't think we could get them turned into the wind. So let's try the anchor. Now, since I have no idea, I've heard stories of it launching boats and things. I don't know if all that's fixed, but we'll save beforehand just in case. And I really don't know how it works. It seems like we can just pull it out, but I don't know if there's a max distance. But I would assume we could maybe just put it out here. Pull ourselves out. And sail away. Alright. And yeah, maybe we'll just turn that all the way. Then yeah. I don't know how quickly I should go. We're okay. Kind of treating it similar to a mooring line. Kind of slow and steady. Oh god, going into third person I think didn't it wasn't a good idea. What happened? Or maybe I pulled too fast? I think we're okay. Okay, well. And then I assume once we're over the anchor, it'll haul it up. Alright. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we can go out that side, so let's not risk it. Maybe we can go out that way? Do we risk it? Question is there a gap between... No, that doesn't really look good. Okay. I thought was if we could go through those two rocks, but looks like we can go through those two, maybe. Maybe I could have turned completely around. We'll go over around the north side. I can just keep a nice, like, steady turn. I don't want to hit this rock, though. And I can just adjust the sails as we move through. We are, heading downwind. But we'll be heading eventually upwind, right? I don't know if it's worth trying to get the squares out for a little bit. Wind is east by northeast. We're going to be going like west by northwest. Which we might be able to do if we go north around Eastwind and come in from it, I think on the west side. Should be okay. So something like that. And then we'll come in through or here, I think it is. Which is, yeah, roughly heading of west by northwest. If the wind is going east by northeast, that's roughly 45 to the wind. Okay, should be seeing it, shouldn't I? Where are you? Well, let's trust the heading, and then we'll take a peek. Wow, I've left those on for a long time, haven't I? Okay. Should be, yeah, there it is. That little guy. Can't see Bone Island yet. Distance-wise, we're looking at 55. Let's figure out if we could sleep. And we want a heading of kind of there. So maybe a bit more northwest. True, west by northwest. West by northwest will take us too far south. And actually our heading looks okay for that. Okay, so we're going about 4. So at this pace, it should take us about 10 hours. It's about 7:30, so we could go to sleep. We could even go to sleep dehydrated if we want to wake up a little early. No, we should be good. Well, looks like our heading held, or roughly. Might be heading a little too far south. Wind is... okay. Yeah, we'd have to... going as tight upwind as we could, but we could head more north. Just can't head north-south. Right. Are we able to see it? I think that's it. Little lump. Yeah, as long as we're heading northwest, should be good. Alright, so at 7:30 we went to sleep. Now close to 1:30. It's been about 6 hours. So we could sleep some more. Just make sure my sails are adequately positioned. Catch some wind. Maybe I pull this in a bit. Maybe the gaff in a little bit. I think that's Eastwind there. And I think what I've been heading towards is gold, or the bone rock. Alright, well. We're not too far away, I don't think. We'll circle around and, yeah, get on in. Okay, we're gonna have to, yeah, go through the wind. I gotta let these out. Hopefully we can tack. Well, I think we did it. New. And we'll be going kind of perpendicular. Eventually. Yeah, maybe a heading of southwest. If we're lucky, I'll have time to do this. If not, I'll probably spend a day on Eastwind, just hanging out, practicing that. Could practice at the fort too, but yeah. Definitely before we head to Gold Rock. We made it. Okay, well, it went fairly well. Oh, it seemed a bit tight, actually. Yeah, I don't want to pull the boat downwards, just sideways. May I get your assistance? Oh, look how close we are. Just 119 away. Well, we should hit level 5 by the time we get back to the fort, which is good. I just want to see if we could, if there's any additional missions that show up with an increase in our distance. But that'll also be good for us leaving Eastwind to go back to Alang. If we could take bigger cargoes, if there's, might be worth more. But these ones gave us 83, 83, 85. This one was good. 291. And that one, I think this was like the 3-pack, wasn't it? That came from... Where did this one come from? Did it come from the fort? Or no, Firefly, right? Because we went to Fort, to Firefly, then to Siren Song, to Eastwind. We hadn't initially planned to go in Siren Song, so we picked up probably those 3 mail for Eastwind from here. Brought them, picked up another mail, brought that. Yeah, and I assume this is the single mail. 1, 5, 4? That's confusing me. There's only 3 packages though, right? Alright, well, let's unload our booze. And I think that's it. Wool stays on. All this other stuff is ours. I deserve an orange. Okay, so I believe these porks are left over from the fort. We had 10 to begin with. We sold off 6. So we picked them up for, on average, 362. Now by pork, I meant sausages, which we picked up for an average of 263. We're selling for 308. That's not huge, but something. And that completes that initial transaction, which we unloaded some of it at Firefly, and the rest, some of it at Siren Song, and now the rest here. So this one we're going to do is wine, cider, and beer. Wine was 84, selling for 160. Probably on average 150. Cider on average 124, starting at 227. Beer for 54, starting at 147. So we spent 2,220, got back 4,237, profiting us about 200. So nearly doubled. Nearly doubled the investment. Not a lot, I mean, but not bad. Had to bring something in terms of if we're going to come here, we might as well might as well ship something, even if it's only like 2,000 versus all the metals. Which unfortunately, no silver, no sulfur, just iron and copper, but more than enough. They also have sculptures and the marble. Marble's going for 4.7 crowns per pound. Same if we brought it to Gold Rock, where iron is currently going for 5.1 Eastern crowns per pound. However, if we take it to Gold Rock, we're getting 9.7 crowns per pound. Where copper, if we bring it back to the fort, we're getting 5.3. Also noticing it's better to take it to the Abbey. We're back to Sunspire. But anyway, we're not going there. So yeah, confirm 5.3 for the fort. Look, it's less. They don't want copper. Yeah, 3.6 to bring that to the rock. So we don't want to bring any copper with us. Unless we want to sell it off at the fort. Okay. So I guess we're just loading up on iron, really. And then we're going to bring that back to the fort. We might want to leave some room for the nails that are available at the fort, which are would profit us 8.2 pounds, or 8.2 crowns per pound. So not as good as iron, but once we start buying up some iron, there's going to be a point where it's going to be more profitable to bring nails instead. And there might be something else that I'm overlooking, but I don't know. Tools. Tools aren't bad. They're 9.4, 9.5. So what we could do is just, can't get those here. Just at Eastwind there, pretty sure. Assuming these prices are still kind of accurate. But what we could do is just load up on iron. We could sell some off at the fort in exchange to get some nails and tools that we could figure out when we get back there. And then, yeah. But otherwise, keep as much as the iron as we can. That seems profitable to bring back to Gold Rock. And we might want to lower our weight. We could go a little heavy here in the region to get back to the fort. But then maybe go a bit lighter, going across the region. And we might want to move our wool and put our iron down in here. As a reminder, we have 16, we have 19 wool. You know, which I don't actually have any records of. It'd be way too long ago that we picked up the wool, right? Now, there's some. Astra Abbey, we picked up 2. That was all before that. Mount Malefic, I think, is where we got the other part of it. We got, let's assume we paid an average of 500, I guess. Maybe we picked some up at the fort. I don't remember. Fay Valley? No, we never went there. But assuming it is, yeah, it still looks pretty profitable. With a price per pound of 18.6 crowns per pound. So it's more just the volume of them. But since we're counteracting something really light with something really heavy, I think it'll work out okay. Cave mushrooms, you only have 1, but we'll probably buy that. It sells, well, Sounds decent, even if we just got rid of it at the rock. Yeah, 16.8 crowns per pound, just to bring it back to the rock. Same to take it overseas, so probably not worth it. We have about 760 pounds of wool. Barrel of rum. Brings us up to like 820. Whatever this stuff. A couple more of those. Blah, 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 blah. So I think we're at like, yeah, base. We say our base cargo is 2,000 just to be very generous. Having no idea how much these things weigh. And say we're going to take 9,000 total. Maybe push it to 10,000. We could load up with iron. Do it, yeah. So we could get like 8,000 pounds of iron. Is that right? Is that what I want to do? Start with like 6,000 pounds. Then we'll do a visual check. Yeah, I think I'll move the wool to the upper deck. I'm not sure how to set it up. It's going to be like this for a while across the region, so I want to do it nicely. Also want to factor in some missions, probably. So what we'll kind of do, I think, the missions will represent the cargo that we're going to replace probably with tools and nails. So I do want to prioritize it, I think. And then we'll fill up the rest of the weight with just our own cargo of iron. And yeah, we get to the fort, we unload the missions, that frees up enough space that we can then fill up that whatever weight that they were occupying with nails and tools. All right, so we want to think about like maneuverability. Don't think I want that there. I also want to think about visibility in terms of like being able to see. Ideally, we don't want to be 3 high. I could probably put 2 more there, maybe, or that's... No, it's too tight. So I'm only really getting 8 up here. I could probably separate them. Put like a single one in the middle, upright. Like this. That'll work. I could even leave that like that if I want to have a little bit more room, but we could just be okay. Which leaves 9. We have an uneven number. Put these on the upper deck. In truth, we could put all the wool up here, but... let's see... Okay, we are ready for iron. So let's take a look at the missions. They might change tomorrow, but... marble, oh wow, 3,000 pounds. Any room for myself. Sulfur, definitely do sulfur. Do sulfur and gems for not very much at all. It's just, what, 740? And the mail would be 3. They don't actually have any iron. I thought they would have. Sulfur, gems, mail, marble. Okay. Do I want to reserve 3,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds with the other missions? I don't know if I do. I saw a boat leaving port recently. I think it was heading to Firefly Grotto, carrying some gems. You don't say. You do say, I guess. And looks the same. 3,000 sulfur, gems, mail. Yeah. Oh, and cheese, I guess. 15 pounds. Okay, that's negligible. So there's 4 missions available, but that would yield roughly 4,000 pounds. If I said I had 2,000, I want to take 10,000. That means 8,000, which means we'd only do 4,000 iron. Are we going to want, maybe that would work out. If we leave here with 4,000 pounds of iron, and then, which is only like 10 iron, really. 11 iron. Would that mean then we fill up another 2,000-ish pounds of nails and tools? Probably. You got way more cave mushrooms now. Probably buy all those up. Ta-da! And you have silver. Oh, yes, please. Okay. And you'll give me, well... Yeah. 10,000. Versus, 8,000. Okay, I'm gonna put the cave mushrooms on its own. Definitely gonna buy the silver. We're gonna buy 10 of these. By 10 of these, I mean iron. That's 3,800 pounds. Plus our silver. Well, that's cave mushrooms. Plus the 2 silver. That brings us to roughly 4,000 pounds of metal. We're going to load this up, see what it looks like. See if we can notice any, like, significant dippage of the boat. Okay, so that's what we got. 5 cave mushrooms, 2 silver, and 10 iron. Silver, I'll probably put with the other silver. The silver I did write down. This silver we spent 4,200 on. We'll have to wait for the receipt to what I just spent this on, but it looks like probably roughly close to the same. Cave mushrooms I could just shove in the front. Or I could probably put underneath, but... Okay, so that's 10. Of course, I again forgot kind of look. See how low we are. They look pretty good to me. But of course, we are going to be taking more weight. Either 3,000 pounds in missions. Or we detour back to Siren Song drop off some iron and copper for a little less. Well, no, that's about the same. And I kind of don't want to go back there with all the the boats that are all traffic jammed. The real question is, do I do this one? Is this worth it? It's not worth it money-wise. Okay, for 3,000 pounds, we could just get another like 7 to 8 iron, which would at best profit us around 14,500, but realistically probably not that much. So maybe let's say 13,000. 13,000 is significantly larger than 733. Our only real desire to do this is to unlock our next level. Our reputation, which I don't think we need it to at least get to the level 5 to see what's there. Right? I think we will do that with, if we just take the other ones, sulfur, gems, and the mail. Not that mail, but considering the distance we're going and looking at like our history of reputation, I mean, even if we like, all we need is 219. So even if we, at worst, we get like 70 each, we're still there. Or close. But that was like, this was the fort to Firefly for 70, right? This one was like Firefly to Eastwind for 290. So I don't think we're going to get 70. We're going to get probably around 100 and something, between 100 and 200 maybe more. Like per one of those trades or per one of these missions. So even like one of these will probably get us there. So with that in mind, I think I'm just going to do sulfur, gems. Oh, I think sulfur even changed, didn't it? In terms of weight, maybe? Can't remember. 520. Or 510. No, 610. Yeah, these changed from the night before. There's only 3 now that we can get. I think 4 would have been with marble. Yeah, with just these ones, we're under 700 pounds with the 3 missions. So going back to the beginning, I said what? We want to take 10,000 pounds. We're reserving 2,000 pounds for just our stuff. We're going to reserve another, let's just say 700 pounds for the missions. We also have the wool, which I think I said was like under 800 pounds. And then we've already loaded 4,000 pounds copper. If I've done that right, that leaves 2,500 pounds of cargo space. Which we could either, yeah, push and get marble and put that over a bit. Or let's now look at copper versus iron. Because I didn't actually look at how much this has actually changed. Because we're likely going to sell some of this iron to make room for the nails and tools, right? So if we sell the iron at the fort, we'll get about 4.75 crowns per pound. Or if we pick up some copper, we'll get a little bit better, 5.36. What we could do is buy 10 copper for about 2,600 pounds. My other calculation, I didn't factor in like the silver. We have like three of those silvers for about 600. So there's that too. So why don't we do 8 of those. Maybe 2 more iron. Help us a little bit over than my goal, but then I'm not going to forget to get my receipt. I'm going to load this up first, and I do apologize. I keep saying I will do that. I'm here for another day, but we'll probably leave in the morning. Or we hang out another day and like hope for some silver. That could work. Have to be careful. They do become a little bit sentient. And just 2 more copper left. I wonder... I can shove them here. I think I've tried this before and I don't like what it does. No. So we'll put them up here. Alright, that's probably heavy enough. So yeah, we'll sleep. Grab the rest. Grab the missions. Check for silver one last time. Then take off. And if it's not noon yet, and it's close to noon, we'll try the sundial. Or the chronometer, I mean. Which means I'm going to study. But I think I kind of get it. We adjust that until it gets to that. The one shadow touches the other shadow. And then I think the direction of that shadow, if we're looking at the bottom left picture, kind of points towards our longitude. Should be -5 in that picture. I think the little, 15 is in between. Actually, I don't know how it's marked. And that's not the same chrono. It's the one we're dealing with. Okay, yeah, that one's got nice little indicators. So each notch is 0, 0, obviously, and then -5 or +5. To the right is -5. Okay, I think I get it. And we already kind of know where we are, so it makes it easy. Right, ours should be relatively close to 0, a bit to the left of it. And we should be close to 41. I guess what we could do... So we can't hammer down the top ones, right? But in this scenario, wool standing straight up. Like, 2 of these seem like they're kind of equivalent, right? It's twice as... trying to say? Yeah. See? Whatever I'm about to say, it's true. See? Like, that's a square, right? This is twice as long as it is wide. That's what I'm trying to say. So, since we can't hammer them down when they're floating, right? We'd instead just stack them this way, and then we'll be able to hammer them all down. Since these are going to be on here for a while, I'd like to hammer them down. And we can do the same thing here. And I can do it here too. Nice satisfying line. Almost right. Trying. Trying. I need an even slower walk. Oh, darn. Did the thing. As good as I'm getting. You're welcome. Or I'm sorry. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful cargo. Can't grab any of it. Alright. To bed. To bed, I said. You got a sulfur. No silver. Disappointing. We'll take that. Cave mushrooms. A couple more. Gonna mess up my receipt. Alright. We'll do that. Grab our missions. See maybe if they've changed again. Still got the 4. Oh, look at that. It's only 2,000 pounds. Too late. I already put a bunch of copper on. Gems, 4 for 640. Mail? It's like nothing else. Just marble. Isn't that the way? Oops. I think that's it. Yeah. Well, that's not great, is it? I think it'd be enough, though. I think we'll get the 210 or 219 that we need. And then we got our gems. We'll put right here. Report into cargo. It's too early. It's too early to do a... What do we do? Twiddle our thumbs? Or do we leave? Alright, you have no worlds. Worldless. "4 days, you say? Sounds like I got time to fish." You don't want it? You can't have my lantern. But you can have this lovely barrel. Can I interest you in? It's currently empty, but it could be refilled. Thank you. Alright, half an hour. Let's see what we can do. be easier to do like when we're not like floating. Yeah, it's really hard to see. I mean, I know this is where we want to be. This is the right setting. Okay, so there's that shadow. Oh yeah, that's hard. Oh, there we go. I just like shifted away. That lets me see it a little better. Yeah, I'd say it's almost there. But actually, no, it's here. So I might have to go one more. And then the time. Hmm. 0. 0 and 41 is what I'm getting. But that's not right. Or it's off by 1, isn't it? I mean, we're pretty much 0. I feel like I'm always going to be plus or minus 1 in my measurements. Okay, well, if I did that right, that worked, I guess. I did hear like this one's kind of more accurate. But, or maybe it's just easier to see. Okay, but yeah. Definitely use that. Feels like an expensive little trinket, but I'm also keen on just, you know, things we're used to. No. All right, well, I think we'll call it here. Got to try that out. I think I understand it now. Could be useful. I mean, you get both things at the same time versus having to do them one at a time. So in that regard, it might be more accurate than trying to use the sundial, and then... I mean, you could do this by staring at the sun too, I think. Gives me a value of 46. But it has to be at noon, which we're no longer at noon. Where were you a second ago? Here? But I've only ever used it with the moon. Or not the moon, sorry. The North Star. Okay, well yeah, we'll leave it here. We are ready. So we'll head back to the fort and we'll unload some of our iron in there. Probably all the copper. And then we'll look at nails and stuff. So we'll probably spend next video getting ready to leave the region. And I suspect the following one will leave unless we're ready to go. But I'd also like to be ready to record that. I like to do it in one go. Which usually means me sitting there for about 3+ hours, depending how long it takes. So it might coincide with when I'm feeling well enough to do that. Or we just, I think last time I did divide it up. And I just saved out in the sea, so we could do that too. We'll see. See how it goes. But yeah, next time, back to the forts. Bye-bye.